Over. I gotta make
what the hell is that? Was that a dinosaur?
It's Mothra.
You see that? Texting, Mayday, Jurassic Park here in the sack, boys and girls. Welcome to a thirsty throwback, throw them down, whatever, toss it around Thursday. That is the redoubtable one, Tom Izzo. The friend of the family, friend of the show, Joel Russell is back, and the highly questionable one himself, Archie Miliaccio. It is a Thursday. It is balmy. It is balmy.
I'm going to kill this thing.
February 23rd, you should kill it, but you're going to need like
if it lands on my head, I'm going to freak out.
And there's a giant moth in here that we think goes back to the Cretaceous period. This fucker.
Cretaceous?
If you kill it, you have to use all of its parts in some way.
I probably said that wrong. Anyway.
So you don't think that was the right way to pronounce
Cretaceous.
That? Cretaceous period?
Cretaceous.
Cretaceous period.
Cretaceous?
I like Cretaceous.
Sagittarius. Maybe it was Sagittarius.
I think we're going to go with Cretaceous.
Not Gregorius?
I thought it was Cretaceous.
Didi?
Cretaceous?
Whatever. Not Didi?
Anyway, there's a fucking dinosaur flying around my garage, goddammit. We're trying to do a show.
Going backwards hat with the glasses. I like it.
We were segment one. I wore my special shirt tonight for a certain Duke alum who we're going to get into in a bit. It's a what do we call this day?
Thirsty Thursday.
No, but in the other, what do we call it? Like it's not THC Thursday.
Yeah.
THC Thursday.
That works.
That works too. So anyway, segment one. Lots to bitch about tonight. We were trying to get in a good mood. We almost got in a fist fight off the air.
Well, you came out yelling.
I did. I came out guns up blazing.
He came out yelling and pointing fingers like a real prick.
But I was right though. Anyway, the bottom line is
no. Let's be honest. You were right. Mm-hmm. But you were an asshole about it.
I was an asshole about it. I really was. Because I hate... The thing is, I don't know who I hate more. Bill Laimbeer or Draymond Green. I hate them both. This is the thing. I hate them both.
But
like,
see,
I don't...
That's what was so annoying about your argument is like you were arguing for Bill Laimbeer like you love the man.
No,
you just hate... You hate Draymond.
He was look at Bill Laimbeer's career is tarnished because of his thuggery. But he was a skill. He was a skilled. He could tell you. He was offensively. He was a good player.
He was really good at clotheslines.
That was his specialty. Clotheslines. No, the best one was the back squeeze where you the C7 wherever it was. That we twisted
the bow.
Oh yeah, the bow. In the back. Oh yeah, he was brutal. But his best line ever was when he looked into the camera in Michael Jordan's playground and they started talking about the book that Jordan was in. And Bill Laimbeer, straight, I swear to God, the biggest lie in the world. He goes, dead fit, Jordan rules. That's something you guys made up? Like and everybody in the world knew he was fucking lying. He's just staring at him like dead serious, like he thinks he's going to get away with this. Like they wrote a book about it because Detroit Pistons players, his teammates, admitted there were Jordan rules, and then Laimbeer goes, Jordan rules.
Hold on.
That's something you guys made up?
My favorite Bill Laimbeer memory is when you told me Robert Parrish knocked him out, and then we watched it, and it looked like Robert Parrish slapped him.
Bitch slapped.
He was like, he knocked him out cold, and I looked, and he was like. And then he fell over and he was like...
Actually, that's not really what he did.
But he didn't knock him out cold.
Bill Laimbeer was the one that told me he was out cold.
He wasn't. We watched it.
There was delay in they stopped that from it. They stopped the game.
Cut the tape?
When he got in the game, when he went down, they stopped and went away to commercial. It was a playoff game.
And then he fell back out?
No, during the timeout, he regained consciousness.
They also filmed the moon landing in Area 51.
Area 51. Yeah, Area 51.
In
a bunker.
Cowboys training facility.
And Jerry Jones's yacht.
Have you seen that yacht, by the way?
That's ridiculous.
Oh my God, it's nicer than the damn stadium, and the stadium's unbelievable. Anyway, so lots to bitch about tonight. Basketball is back. A quick rundown: Celtics escape Indiana overtime, 142-138. A lot of defense in that game. Got a Donnie in Philly. Philly has come back.
Did Jalen play in that game?
He did play.
He did.
He did end up playing.
So who was spreading that weak rumor?
It came out on ESPN. It was on ESPN. It was on their page saying he was out, and the other guy in the center was day-to-day. They both ended up playing. So they both played. But the guy was day-to-day.
Time Lord and Jaylen Brown.
Time Lord both played, yeah. But they listed Time Lord as day-to-day. Jaylen Brown had said out. I can show you. I took a picture of it.
It said he was hurt?
It just said he was out.
LM?
Didn't say what it was, yeah.
LM?
It said face.
Like
Because he broke his face. But he played in the All-Star game on Sunday.
Yeah, but he was not going to get hit in the All-Star game.
That's not the point.
He still probably shouldn't have played.
He shouldn't have played.
Was that a flag basketball?
He said it was a glorified layup line.
Yeah, I mean,
which is what it was.
Yeah.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Glorified
layup line. He was. He's right. I mean, but the thing is, the highlight of the weekend came from a G League player who won the dunk contest.
Gmaclove.
And look, he's
a
true G. And look, the dude has hops. He jumped over. It was 7'9". He's 6'2". Okay, and then for good measure, after he jumped over the 7'9", he tapped it off the glass and reversed it. I've never seen anyone do that. Okay,
I thought that was his best dunk.
The
other ones were.
Well, the 540. The 540 was
dunk. His last dunk was
the 540.
I don't know.
540.
Jumping over the two guys, touching the backboard, and then
reverse it.
But the difference.
Reversed it.
The other thing about that was it was two hands.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty tough.
It was funny when Kenny Smith was hating on it, and
Kenny Smith hated on it the whole time.
Draymond,
you know why?
He was like, "You're hating."
Because Vince Carter is a dude. He's a North Carolina alum, so he wants everyone to think Vince Carter is the greatest dunker of all time.
Well, he is.
He doesn't give a shit about that.
I think he does.
No, he is.
Then why was he knocking this kid?
Although I don't know.
He wasn't knocking him. He
just tried to discredit him,
he wasn't giving the props everybody else.
Well,
was.
you can because he's in the G League. He signed that 10-day contract or 2-way contract.
I think he just didn't think the dunk was as good as it was.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I think Kenny was hating a little bit.
Hating.
He had another motive
Because he wants Vince to stay at the top. That kid's not even
No,
close
I
to
don't
Vince
think
fucking Carter.
that's not what I said. But there's
I'm not talking about as a player. I'm talking about just as a dunker.
There was something there.
He jumped
he
over.
He is not the dunker that
He
Vince
did
Carter
something
is.
Vince never did.
I don't care.
He jumped over a 7'9" freaking statue, and then, at his point, he tapped it off the backboard and reversed
I'd rather watch Vince Carter dunk
day
of the week.
Whatever. I'd rather watch this kid as a dunker, not as a
Not
basketball
me.
player.
Oh no!
I think Vince Carter.
This kid is 6'2".
Dude.
He's 6'2".
Dude, the power
That's
that Vince
it.
Carter dunks with.
It's not even that. Like
Unmatched.
Vince Carter.
Yeah, now you two are discrediting.
No, I'm just.
He put on a show.
Vince Carter.
That kid.
Matt McClung did put on a show.
He put on a show.
But Vince Carter's the greatest
I am
dunker
not
ever.
arguing bad against Mac McClung.
No, he's
the
good.
Only
He's
thing I'm
great.
arguing
Amazing.
against-
He's a great.
The only thing I'm arguing against is that Kenny Smith was hating because he doesn't
He
want
was
people
hating.
to
We don't
think
know why he
he's
was
better.
hating.
We don't know why
We
he
don't
was
know
hating.
why he was hating.
It wasn't because of that.
How do you know?
Dude.
How do you know? Disprove it.
Because those
Disprove
three
it.
dunks. No, you can't say something is true because I can't disprove it.
I can't. I don't know.
God's real.
I don't know.
Disprove it.
I don't know.
Disprove
Disprove
it.
it.
Disprove it.
Do it.
You can't.
Exactly, because you can't.
The only thing
doesn't mean anything.
I was thinking of like Mike
He was
Tyson's,
hating on him though.
I was
It
thinking
was
of Mike
obvious.
Tyson's
That is
punch
such a
out the
weak
whole time.
argument.
He was hating on him.
That's such a weak argument.
No, he was hating on
Make up something and then say, if you can't disprove it, it's true.
I'm saying you don't know.
No.
You don't know.
Right, but you're saying that's why he did it.
I'm saying that's a pretty good reason for him. North Carolina
That's a terrible
alums.
reason.
Everybody talks about Vince Carter. Now everybody's talking as a dunker now, and now everybody's talking about this kid.
And Kenny Smith gives a shit. No.
Kenny Smith was in a dunk contest, right?
He won one.
Yeah.
He won one.
So maybe it's about himself.
Maybe he wanted.
Maybe he's just hating, like, who is this kid? Like, he's not good.
I think that was it. I think that's what
People
it was.
do
I think
shit
it was
like
he
that
was
all
a
the
kid.
time.
But Kenny's not known for doing shit like that. Normally think of a stand-up guy. That's kind of low grade, don't you think?
I don't know.
The only thing I could think of watching Mac McClung dunk was Mike Tyson's punch out. Like Little Mac. That's who I thought. That's who I thought of. Is Little Mac the whole time
But it
during
looked
that.
like he had a
Mac.
toupee on.
Yeah, well,
Little
Little Mac's hair wasn't much.
It looked like he was like an
wasn't
old
much better.
man,
You know
a little
something?
kid. It was weird.
Believe it or not,
That's
I thank
true.
you for saying that because I was thinking that while I was watching it. And I'm telling myself, no, you're off your rocker. His hair's red. But the way it looked, you're like, is that a toupee?
It's a strange
You couldn't
hair.
stop
It
looking
was
at
kind
it.
of like falling off.
You could, I don't know,
It
but
was
you
like
couldn't.
Trump's head.
Yeah.
It was Trump's hair
You couldn't.
on
Yes!
on Little Mac.
Yes.
But the only thing is, it grew from the top of his head. It wasn't brushed from. The
I
side
know,
of his
but
head over.
and look, I'm
the way it was
certain.
combed.
I'm certain his hair was actually real, but it just looked
Yeah.
fake. It just looked fake. I'm like, something's up with this fucking dude. What's going on here?
So who is the greatest dunker of all time in the dunk contest?
I think it's Vince Carter still,
Okay.
because he did it more.
That's what I wanted. to
But
know.
this guy,
He was
that's
amazing.
That was the greatest single performance I've seen.
Ever?
Yeah, ever.
Really?
Dude, he jumped over. He did something I've never seen before. And he was not the guy you would have pegged to do that.
No, that's true.
There are guys in this league like the kid from Minnesota, Edwards, who's a beast.
Yeah.
He's a jumper. I could have seen him doing something like this. Like, this was the least likely character to pull off what he pulled off. And by the way, every dunk he got on the first try.
Yeah,
every dunk on the first try. Last year's dunk contest,
for sure.
They were. Do you remember that nightmare? Did you watch?
I don't think I watched it.
Oh my God! It was as bad as the All-Star.
I heard it was bad.
It was the worst dunk contest I've ever seen in my fucking life.
Were people
I was like,
not
these
getting dunks down?
They were. First of all, they were trying shit there was no way on earth they could do. And because you have like a timer, like you have like 60 seconds to get one dunk. They fuck around for 45 seconds doing this, and they're just missing it horribly.
Throw the ball up,
and then and then finally just to get the points at the buzzer, they come in and just do a regular bump off 2 legs and don't do it. That was so fucking lame. I can't tell you how fucking. Lame that
if they run out of time, then
it's just like 5 seconds. They go
okay.
just to get the points. Like, oh, you're fucking weak. You should just walk off the fucking court. Just walk off.
Did you see the guy do the Jose Alvarado dunk in this year's? I don't know who it was, but
I think
he threw up the ball, let it bounce.
That was his teammate.
Went in like he was going to do.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Went in like he was going to do an alley-oop.
Yeah, and then the guy came in.
But then Alvarado comes out.
And
Remember
steals
the
it.
guy?
And steals the ball from behind. From behind. It was awesome. Yes, very awesome.
And then he turns around and he throws him an oop off the
backboard.
That was a fun dunk.
It was fun.
It wasn't like a, oh my God.
It wasn't.
But it was like a funny dunk.
Showmanship.
Yeah, I like that dunk.
Mac McClung had at least 2 dunks that were showmanship. They were, watch this, motherfuckers.
I want to say every dunk he had was better than any other dunk. Is that true?
In that contest.
That's what I mean. In that contest.
That two-handed honey dunk, that was...
this?
No, where the guy, he tried to elbow in.
Yeah.
That was awful.
That was left arm.
That was Jericho Sims.
Yeah,
that was terrible. And he came down. And he couldn't get the score thing open. Like, I like that dude. I've been telling you all year I like that guy.
He can play.
And then he has hops.
Yeah.
But his dunks were so whack.
They were lame.
He kept trying to do elbow. Then the second one, he got it in all the way up to his armpit. But he couldn't get the second arm in.
But he did. He just kind of drug it in like 12 hours later.
Yeah.
And what was he trying to prove there?
So you're trying to say I can jump so high, I can stick my whole arm in the rim.
Or both my arms.
But the thing is, and Draymond said this good. He said, look, that's a really nice feat, like to accomplish, but it's not a good dunk. It's a good feat, but it's not like, okay, you can jump high.
What was a good dunk when Vince Carter did it? When Vince Carter did it wasn't good. Yes, it was. Yeah, it was.
I remember that.
It wasn't his best.
That was the only dunk of his I didn't like.
It wasn't his best dunk.
In fact, that was on the lower.
All it does is showcase you can jump.
No, he had a lot of great dunks.
Yeah. But dude,
I'm saying that was a
I would put on the high end of those dunks.
No, that was probably one of his weakest.
It was one of his
weaker
dunks. Yeah, it was.
Because it's
for him.
Look, it shows that you can jump high as shit, but
which we already knew.
Do a better dunk. Like,
if you saw Vince in North Carolina,
right?
You knew he could. You knew. You fucking.
Remember when he dunked on the guy in the Olympics?
He jumped over that dude. I mean, but that's why Mac McClung, 7'9", man. Yeah.
No, it was a good performance.
7'9". You kidding me?
A little bit of bounce there.
A little bit of the bunnies. Anyway, which leads us into freaking JJ Redick, whatever his name is, Redick.
Get this out of your
the man, the myth, the fraud. You got to be kidding me, Redick.
He's the boomer fighter. On the shows. On ESPN.
You need to do the world a favor and shut the fuck up. People are getting dumber listening to you. Honestly, where the fuck? Whose ass? Whose dead, stinky, whose ass did you reach up and pull that shit out of today? Are you fucking kidding me?
That was quite the visual.
Are you fucking kidding me?
I want to see that.
I mean, it was like seconds before Dominique Wilkins pounced. Dominique pounced on you like you would have dunked on your head in his 20s.
I haven't heard from Dominique Wilkins in ages.
And yeah,
was he on the show?
No, but he was they found him. What he said went viral in about 20 seconds.
I need to look
and he just called Redick an idiot going, "What? How can you sit there and say that Steph Curry plays in a more physical era than Larry Bird when they took away in 2004 the hand and the elbow, and so you could put they took all that away in 2004.
The rules changed
drastically.
So why did he say that?
I have no idea why JJ Redick.
Because like athletes are supposedly stronger now.
I don't know what he is talking about. But
is that what he's saying?
He's saying this, and Dominique is going. Larry Bird took a fucking beating. He took a fucking beating out there. He got beat. He's like, are you kidding me? From the Knicks to the fucking Pistons to the Philadelphia. Are you kidding me? The fucking oh my God! Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up, JJ Redick. And then saying, oh, when Bird comes off the screen, there's nobody near him. There's a picture in the finals of James Worthy who's got Bird's jersey down to his fucking hip, and he's trying to come off a pick. And the ref's sitting there like that. Not calling it. And fucking, oh yeah, but Bird comes off a pick and it's clean. They go right to this clip. And Dominique Wilkins is going, you need to shut the fuck up, JJ Redick. Larry Bird, my God. Larry Bird as a shooter and with guys in his face that were his size or bigger, like contested shots, not wide open because nobody plays no fucking defense shots. Like, give me a break, Redick. Shut the fuck up. Well, okay, I don't know what your hate is for the Boston Celtics, because first it was Kuzi who could wipe his ass with you, and fucking Bird. You're on your fuck. You didn't just pick out anybody. You picked out 2 fucking basketball icons. You scored 12 points a fucking game in a no defense playing league, in a small ball league. That's the only reason you still have a fucking job.
Let him finish, right?
Oh my fucking God!
I'm looking for the video of Dominique Wilkins.
Unfucking believable. You couldn't play in that league. You couldn't dribble. You couldn't play defense. You couldn't pass. You were a one-trick pony, and you should thank your lucky stars that you were born in the era where they took all the rules away and it became small ball. That's the only reason you could fucking play in that league. And Jerry West said it best. Your boy, Jerry West, said it best when he defended Kuz. He's like, JJ, you average 12 points a game. Don't interrupt me. Listen, you said you were great. Good. Let's drop some balloons from the ceiling. Listen,
I found the Dominique Wilkins.
Can I finish this thought? Listen, the bottom line is this, Redick. Jerry West, okay, told you to shut the fuck up.
So that's
the logo. That was the logo, okay? But he's the logo. He's the logo. He's the logo.
The other day, last week he was trash.
He's the logo. I didn't say he was trash. I said he wasn't better than Bird Magic. That's all I fucking said. And
a lot more than that.
And Havlicek, who scored 26,000 points.
You said Jerry West dribbled like this.
He does.
One-handed.
The logo he's doing
only right-handed.
I'm just saying. The bottom line is JJ Redick is a scrub. Okay, I don't hear. Please compare to these guys. Okay, nobody's putting you on a Hall of Fame ballot, JJ.
Debate on ESPN with a former player in JJ Redick just recently, and they were debating Bird and Curry. And one of the things they said is that Redick said is that Curry has faced more physicality. We called him out on.
Let me say something. First of all, Redick don't know what the hell he's talking about. I'm gonna say
Dominique.
I agree. He don't know what the hell he's talking about. I'm like, what basketball was you watching? To say something as idiotic as that
is a
is
dumbass
ridiculous.
statement.
The physicality that was a part of the league. Hey, look, when you can put your hand on a guy's hip and make him go a certain way, if you can put that elbow in his chest to slow him up, which we call slowing a guy up when you coming down the lane, so how many guys can deal with that type of pressure? And for J.J. Redick, who've played this game, I'm very disappointed that he has said something so stupid. This is the thing about
That's pretty good.
Ain't just me.
Bumped all the time. We played around the basket more than guards played around the basket. So I don't understand the logic for him saying that.
Why did he say that?
Clearly, those big guys.
He's trying to get
big
clicks.
guys today.
No.
JJ clickbait.
I bet he could have just honestly, he could have just misspoke. There's no way.
You know it's bad when an LA Laker will defend a Boston Celtic. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
That's all I'm gonna say.
It's just strange that, I don't know. Say what you want about the different eras.
Everybody knows.
Every sport was rougher 30 years ago than it was now. Every sport.
Basketball was a contact sport 30 years ago.
Right.
Now it's
Except for maybe rugby, where they just come up with new ways to
But
torture
literally
each other.
every single sport there is, from little kid to professional, 30 years ago was more dangerous and harder then.
Yeah.
Who would argue it? Not in and in basketball? Like, my God.
Actually, there is one sport I'd argue that.
What?
Soccer.
Oh, it's easier, you mean?
I think it's more physical now than
Really?
it was ever. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Is
you
it
go
because
back
of
and,
the athletes?
yeah, like I think you have better athletes. Yeah, like if
But
you
they
watch,
are the worst floppers in the world. They
I mean,
really
to
are.
say-
Do you ever notice how when they go down,
suck.
they get pushed out of a moving car, and they stay down
That's
until
the worst
and then the
part of
second
soccer.
that card goes away, they pop up like nothing happened.
I don't know.
It's like they're rolling around. They got shot with a 12 gauge. Okay, like they're running, and then
I will say
It's
this.
terrible.
It's
I will also
terrible.
say this. LeBron has taken a page out of their playbook.
Yes, he has.
Yes.
Student of the game.
So what he did
Soccer.
What he did,
Student of the game.
what he did at the end of the Celtics game was basically a soccer move.
Yeah.
Look,
Yeah.
remember when he was holding his arm?
Yeah.
Dude, it was WWE move. Like remember when they used to have the managers on the side and they start doing this when the call like that was what that was.
Jim, what was the Hart Foundation? What was that dude's name?
Jimmy Hart.
Yeah, big microphone.
Yeah.
Mouth of the South. Jimmy Hart.
Mouth of the South. Jimmy Hart.
Yeah, that's the guy
With the hair.
think of. That's the guy I think of when I'm thinking of somebody that's like.
He came out with Bret Hart and
the Hart family.
The Hart family.
The Hart
and
Foundation.
that was LeBron. That was him. Yeah. But I mean, but the thing
I
is,
love how Dominique ate him up like that.
I do too.
He ain't
It don't
lying.
make sense when
He was right.
This is the thing
I mean, it's such an easy.
we had our time. It was
The
a
other
great
thing
time.
is
It's
like
different.
they're always talking about the education at Duke. I don't know. I think it's a little sus.
I'm starting to wonder what's in the water down there.
Yeah.
But this is two Celtic greats he's gone after, and I don't know why.
Well, I think
I don't know why.
Who was
Everybody.
the other one?
Kuzi. How the fuck do you? Kuzi was one of the first Hall of Famers, inducted into the Hall of Fame. You gotta keep laughing.
I'm not laughing about that.
What are you laughing about?
When we were having that argument, the other
I
day.
don't know what the hell he's laughing about.
When I think we were having a top 10 argument.
Okay.
And Joel started fucking around and saying,
The Bob Cousy right hand triple. Actually, I have to change after watching that Havlicek clip the other day.
It's not.
I mean, it's definitely good
It's-
ball control with one hand.
Well, he's not doing this
Right.
either.
He'd be like
He's
really
not
good.
doing this.
It's like the letter of the law.
Yeah, he's literally all like this. You can't fucking get it from him. He's like,
He'd be really good like through the cones.
But like
That's
one
a drill.
thing, that is one thing I'll say about, and I think that's what look. I obviously have a bias to older sports. Like in basketball, when I see old tape, I have a bias that those people are not as good as they are now, and I think some of that bias comes from the point guards. A lot of the times can't dribble with their head up. Doesn't mean they don't have vision, but it's like I always see those guys that like go down the court like somebody in your gym class. Now
I've had teammates that when they dribbled, their head wasn't completely down, but it was down. But their vision, they were seeing.
yeah,
But
they
it
can
looked
still
like
see
when
the
you watch them from the sideline, like they're looking straight down. But then all of a sudden, here comes the defender, and the kid crosses over left and goes by him. He saw him the whole time. It's just the way it's. So I mean, I understand why.
There's a difference between like
but I mean,
I don't know. It looked like they couldn't look up.
The point is,
You know what I'm saying?
You know, you were right from the beginning on this, like weeks ago, when you said it's impossible to compare eras.
Yeah,
Everything
it
is
really
different.
is.
It's different games. It's hard to say which one would do what against two because one, it would depend on what rules you're playing by.
Right.
Okay. Two, it would be like, what's the style? Like, what are they going to? I mean, what are they going to allow? What are they not going to allow? And then three, there's a 3-point line now that there wasn't even then. I mean, what could they have done if that was there? I mean, Jerry West in his time was one of the. He probably shot half his shots from around that range. Pete Maravich was another one. These guys, if they had that 3-point line, what would these guys have done with it?
Yeah.
I think they could hit from there. Sam Jones for the Celtics was another one. Sharman, they had that range.
Right.
There just wasn't a line there. So when they there was no incentive for them to do it a lot because it's not going to give me an extra point.
Yeah,
why would I do it? But they did it in multiple games. Just the shot clock guy takes a set shot from 25 feet. Yeah. What the fuck? Like, but it's only 2 points.
What the fuck?
No, because they're like, how the fuck? Because there was like the whole game. He didn't take
the
a shot.
guy you were talking about last week that would pull up?
What, from anywhere?
Yeah.
Isaiah Thomas.
And but when there was no 3-point line, I can't
Pistol
remember.
Pete.
Dana Barrows.
I wasn't here
From my high school. Yeah, he and he led the Big East in scoring 2 years in a row. He was 5'10", and they had the biggest 5'10", and he got drafted in the first round. He had a 12-year NBA career. He won when he was with Philadelphia. He was the NBA's most improved player one year. So he was a shooter. And I've worked his camps because I went to his high school.
Okay.
And he has a drill where it ends and he hits 10 in a row from half court.
Wow.
Jump shots.
10 in a row.
10 in a row from half court. And I would get to the 3-point line and then I couldn't go. I go a step and I couldn't reach anymore.
Like on a regular shot.
On a regular shot.
Yeah.
Like I was in high school, I couldn't do this. Now I got to college, I could go further back. I was stronger.
That's still hard to keep your shot.
He kept going all the way back. And then at half court, he hit 10 in a row. He ended the drill.
Wow.
And I was like, this is before Steph Curry was fucking
Well, I used to do
doing
that in middle school, but after that, I kind of let it go.
But I'm saying these guys could do this stuff.
I could do that in middle
It's
school.
not a question of but just the sport's different now.
Dude, on a 6.5 foot rim, I could do that in middle school.
I'm sure you could. Sure you would.
I don't know, half court.
You're the Steph Curry of the 6 foot high.
I really was. I really
Curry.
was.
So if that room was 6 foot high, it wouldn't be Steph Curry, it'd be Tom Izzo.
Right. Well, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be here.
In fact, people would be saying Steph Curry is the mid to long range Tom Izzo.
Right now, my knee would be a little iffy, and I'd be sitting out on the Warriors. if rims were 6'5",
you told me load management.
I was nasty.
Which brings us to that, by the way.
We're gonna talk Jesus.
Load management. Remember that? Yeah. Well, this has gone viral because Charles Barkley said something. I don't know if I talked to you about this the other night, saying how at the next collective bargaining agreement, the owners are going to put the smackdown on these guys, and they're going to be right. Because it's been these guys, and Stephen A. Smith alluded to it. These guys are trying to line up their next contract before honoring their current one, and he's 100% right on that. And if I'm a billionaire, if I'm an owner, I'm giving this guy hundreds of millions of dollars, and he's not playing 30 games a year. No. Because the fan base is coming to see you. And then you're taking nights off. Now the guy, and they get no refund on their money.
Yeah, but the other thing is, I would not blame the players that are taking the night off for a couple of reasons. First one, it wasn't actually created by the players. It was created by Greg Popovich,
San Antonio Spurs.
Right? Yeah.
So but that's not what he had in mind.
Kendrick, but that's what he was doing.
That's in essence what he was doing.
He did that because the game
said that today.
Yeah. It was invented by.
Yeah.
But
the bottom line is they're abusing it.
No, I don't disagree. Already.
I don't disagree.
I'm the worst.
No, you're the best. That's awesome.
That's one of my pet peeve phrases.
Yeah.
I don't disagree.
Yeah.
And here we are. Anyway, so no, but the thing is, with that, I mean, oh my God, I just lost my thought. I had it.
Well, that's the thing with that.
Wait a minute.
The thing and the other thing.
What the hell are they talking about?
The one
thing.
thing.
I mean, we could
load management. No, what I'm saying.
Transition to sportscaster pet peeves from that.
What, load management?
Yeah. No, from you.
Now, there's some guys that need some load management.
Yeah.
Never show up. I wouldn't mind having them. Romo, take the rest of the year off.
So, you don't like Romo, huh?
I can't. I used to like him. I don't like him anymore.
Okay, sportscaster pet peeve. Romo happens to do it more than anyone. Predict the next play.
Oh yeah, that's
kind of like
I can't stand.
Oh God,
I can't stand
because he'd get it right every now and then, and it was
so he'd keep doing it, and then it's like, oh no, I think they're gonna go. I think they're gonna go here, and he starts drawing before the.
You know what that's like?
Shit.
You know what that's like? That's like the guy who can't shoot 3-pointers, but he hits one. And because he hits one, he thinks, and he just keeps, and he doesn't make it out. He goes 1 for 11. 1 for 12.
You know how that started,
He's
right?
that dude.
That was the old bar game where you were playing and you had to pick, okay, are they going to run right, run left, pass medium, and then you pick up points based on, and you're on a leaderboard versus everybody else. So you're sitting at B-dubs or something and you're picking out every play.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
You can do
That's where that started.
What started?
I didn't know
that whole, pick the next play, right? You're sitting there in B-dubs, you have the game deal, you're holding it. And you're like, okay, is it going to be a short run left? Is it going to be a short run right? It's run up the middle.
Oh, you can do that on their little system?
Yeah, and then if you get the closer to the play that you get, the more points that you would get.
So it's like trivia during a football game.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah. I've never seen
that. It's back when they
never
used to have the
seen
TVs and everybody in the bar would
And
play.
at B-dubs you could do that?
I think it was B-dubs, yeah.
Huh.
Never played.
Never knew that.
I might be
So you're saying Tony Romo bit his whole style
from that game?
He probably grew up with it. He's a B-dubs kid. I don't know.
But no, he would get one call right, and then to his point, he thinks he's going to get every. And he'd be, oh man!
And he's drawn on the play as it's happening.
But you know
to
who
say,
else?
Hey, there's going to be a pull-out block here. There's going to be a run right into the B gap.
But you know who else does that?
Let me watch it.
They kind of do that sometimes on the Manning cast too. If you ever watch a Manning
Painting
cast, yeah. They don't always do it,
but that's not the normal.
It's not they're not. I think
no, but I'm
Romo
saying
thought he was mad.
That's them. That's Peyton Manning watching a game. That's what he's going to do.
Right.
Whereas Romo is a color commentator. He's supposed to talk to you about what just happened, why it happened.
Yeah.
He's not supposed to be fucking
predicting what's
Nostradamus. It's like
which he spends most of his time.
How about we watch it and then you tell us why it happened and how it happened?
Yeah. So he draws on the old teleprompter.
Yeah, he did one time.
He did.
He did one time.
He's talking about pull-out blocks, and it all happened just like that. But I was like,
I don't know if he did it another time. I remember one time he did that. I was like, what are you fucking doing, man? Just stop.
So
I used to like him, but he's annoying the shit out of me.
What other sportscaster pet peeves do y'all have? I don't like the ultra homer.
I don't like the guy who's supposed to be neutral and he's a homer.
Right.
That drives me up.
Okay, so
you're supposed to be if it's a nationally televised game, those guys are supposed to be impartial. And I swear to God, by the second quarter, one or both are just blatantly rooting for one another.
All right, so who does that the most?
Chris Collinsworth.
Oh my God, that's exactly.
What about
Collinsworth is fucking nowhere near as bad as
no.
No.
I actually like watching
Joe Buck.
football game, and
Joe Buck does it.
Yes.
He does it. Yeah, he
Yes.
fucking does it. He finds with the hot plate and jumps on it. Yeah.
I've seen Carl Ravitch do it on a baseball game.
Really?
Mets Padres game, and I wanted to hit him.
Yeah, that's the if it's your team's playing, it's even worse.
That's worse.
And they're really like, you shut the fuck up.
Well, when your team,
terrible.
That's true.
Like in baseball, because you have all those local games on your network, and then when they're on like ESPN on a Sunday night, and the national crew is acting like they've been covering the team all year, but they don't know shit about the team. You know, and they're like, oh, I mean, this guy's super hot. And I've been watching for the past 2 weeks. The guy's got 3 hits the whole fucking month. And now you came in, you studied for like 3 days. And now you're talking about the team like you know it. But, I mean, that's tough for them because they're not covering the team. And then they're asked to just pop in.
Chris Collinsworth is the worst scrotum scrubbing, fucking dick licking, fucking homer I've ever fucking seen.
Who are his teams?
Well, you know, his kid's an announcer, right? Is that his kid that's an announcer?
That is
too?
his kid.
And really?
Yes.
His kid's out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Announcing football games.
He is?
Well, he's like on the field, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's a field
I
reporter?
think
Yeah.
so.
Oh my head. Are you serious? What the tits?
It might be that he's part of the pregame.
Chris Collinsworth, but here's the thing. Every game, he starts out neutral. He is. In the pregame, he actually sounds like, he builds it up. Good. Like, this team does, and in this point, this is going to be a great run. And he builds it up. All of a sudden, by the end of the first quarter, he's picked a side.
He's in love with somebody.
He's in love with somebody.
A quarterback.
He's
I don't know.
it could be, yeah, but once he does it, just, oh man, it's awful. And if your team is the other team, it drives you up a fucking wall.
I think the thing
It's
I
like,
can't stand
he makes
about,
everything epic for that team, like they're the greatest team ever assembled.
the thing I can
Have a good
never
example
stand
of that.
about Collinsworth is back when I was a kid, I used to go and open up those Topps football cards.
Yeah.
You know, you want Jerry Rice, but you'd always get that 1,000-yard Chris Collinsworth card. You'd be like, 1,000
With
yard
that bicycle helmet.
and you're like, I don't want
John
this one.
keeps finding 1,000-yard cards, and he's like, "Was this person a good receiver?" And I'm like, I know it says 1,000 yards, but that guy really wasn't that good.
He had one good year.
You got to be pretty good to get 1,000.
You
yards.
do.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's-
One year you do, yeah. As a receiver, yeah.
But
Harder.
a perfect example of what you're talking about when the Giants and Commanders played on Sunday night, the second of those 2 games. It was like the big game after they tied the first one.
Yes.
Okay.
Whoever won this game was going to
Probably going to
Yeah.
get
get in the
playoffs.
playoffs.
Yeah.
And Giants are winning, I think, most of the game. And then Taylor Heineke pulls a really good throw out of his ass because you know he does that 4 or 5 times.
a game. Yeah.
4 or 5 times a game.
You hear it pulling. How do you do that?
So
Yeah.
he pulls it out of his ass, 50-yard catch, and Chris Collinsworth is like, those are the type of plays that change games.
Oh, yeah.
Those are the type of plays that change a season. And I was like, fuck off, asshole. They still have to win the game.
They still got to get into
You're
the end zone.
right.
I don't think that was even a touchdown, actually.
It wasn't. No, so 2 plays later, the Giants D-line sacks Heineke, knocks the ball loose, and they get the ball back. And I'm like, this asshole just said their whole season turned on that one play.
I was
and they're
waiting for
down
him to
3.
repeat it. He could have repeated it.
Right, and I was just like, I don't know why it made me so angry.
No, because he does this shit to me
But,
too, and I'm
you
laughing
know,
because that's me.
Yeah, because
I'm like,
it was
why the
exactly
fuck-
what you
You want to
described.
fucking strangle him.
It was exactly
You
what
want to
you
go into the
described.
TV and fucking choke him out. You're like, oh my god.
Because he
fuck
started out normal, and then he started falling in love with Taylor Heineke.
Yep.
Even though Taylor Heineke was behind the whole fucking game.
Yeah, all of a sudden, it's like the guy puts a cape on, and Chris is the only one who notices it. Hey, look! It's like,
And this is what the Commanders love so much about Taylor Heineke.
At any moment.
The ceiling, the potential for this guy. I mean,
What did DJ say? What was the line DJ gave?
So
This is a great
something
line.
about
Did you tell him this? Did you tell him this
no,
line?
I didn't. All
This
right.
is epic.
So this was.
Epic.
It was right when Ron Rivera decided to go back to Carson Wentz.
Okay.
No one on this earth could justify except
So- so-
DJ's the only one who justified this.
Yes.
Or tried to.
So-
There's like three other teams that
season
tell
was,
him.
season was
He's
on
a
the line.
diehard Skins fan or a commander, whatever you call him, and he hates Taylor Heineke.
Yeah.
He can't stand it.
Season on the
anybody,
line.
He'd rather see anybody.
I like Taylor.
I like him too. He can't.
And everybody
stand it.
who's not a Commanders fan looks at that team and goes, "Why isn't Taylor Heineke your
He was
quarterback?"
6-2-1 as a starter.
Well, maybe not everybody.
Yeah.
He was 6-2-1.
But I
why
will
would
tell
you
you-
take that guy out of the game?
Because Ron Rivera is a terrible coach.
How do you take?
Right? Isn't that the only, or was it not his
But this
decision?
is one of those monumentally stupid. Like, if you look at Carson Wentz the last 3 years, you would never sign him. Okay. You look at the guy on your side.
Would you trade a bunch
the
of
guy,
fucking picks
The guy on your side. The
Indianapolis
guy on your
would.
side is 6-2-1.
So would Washington.
He's
I
6-2-1. He has a 2-to-1 touchdown interception ratio. He's 6-2-1. And you look at these two resumes and goes,
Yeah, let's go with
this
Wentz.
guy.
Yeah.
No,
There's no fucking way you
we
could be that
talked.
stupid.
We talked about this. This is Riverboat Run. We had this thing.
Did we?
Yeah,
Did
we
we
had
already
this
talk
thing.
about this?
We talked about this when Winston's such a turd. You could talk about him twice and forget him.
But see, my beef here is more about Ron Rivera. My beef is more about Ron Rivera.
Yeah, that
than
was dumb. That was Riverboat.
That was
and
dumb.
gambling.
Okay, but anyway,
That
what
was
we were getting
monumentally
to
stupid.
Was when that change was about to happen,
Yeah.
and RJ and I were both like, "Oh, they're putting Wentz back in." Our friend who loves the Commanders said, "Well, with with Heineke, the floor is higher. With Wentz, the ceiling is higher." He doesn't know what it means either.
What the fuck does that mean?
So basically, it means
his ceiling is,
Actually, I
said
do
something.
understand. I know what
His
he means.
ceiling is higher than his floor.
no.
He was talking about potential.
No, exactly. So
Yeah.
what he's saying is that
I got
if
that.
Taylor Heineke plays his worst and Carson Wentz plays his worst, Taylor Heineke's worst is going to be better than Carson. Because when Carson Wentz blows up, it's 3 picks, it's 2 picks, it's a
It's
fumble.
literally been 3 picks the last 2 games he was in.
Okay,
That
so
way.
look,
Look,
he's saying,
Carson Wentz
he's
isn't
saying,
even good during his good games.
I know, that's
Like,
what I said.
There's
So,
no ceiling.
exactly.
There's
That's what.
no
That's
ceiling.
exactly what I said.
He's in the
it's all
basement.
floor. It's all floor.
Yeah.
it's all floor at this point.
Yeah.
But
he's going-
If he was Carson Wentz, who still had that in him, which I don't think he is.
He's looking out his window at street level.
He hasn't in 3 years.
I know.
He's a
He's
turd.
been with 3 different teams. He hasn't
Listen,
had it
okay.
in 3 years.
Has he had a good game here or there?
Before that.
But nothing.
He had a
Before
couple
that
good
injury-
games this year.
Before
right?
that injury.
Nothing that would make him say that.
Before
Or
that
should.
injury, Carson was a player. After that injury, Carson
You're
was
talking
a
about on the Eagles.
Yes.
Yeah.
He was having. He was
And that's what
him
everybody.
and Brady were 1 and 2.
That's
for
what
the MVP
everybody.
that year.
That's
He
what
was the
everybody's
MVP,
enamored
yeah.
with. That's what they've always been enamored with. But at the end of the day,
He's
never
that
been
guy
there.
never came back.
no, he didn't.
And-
He does kind of look like Prince Harry, though.
Exactly like him.
Yes, I'm always like, geez,
Yeah.
it's kind of weird. He needs to go like now that he started balding too a little bit. I'm like, geez.
Hey, so what's another pet peeve?
Okay, so
What's all you got?
Collinsworth.
Collinsworth is a big
Oh,
one.
mine is like
Collinsworth
always
and
right.
Romo.
Like I'm.
And Joe Buck.
Oh no, mine is this. The coach that used to coach but sucked as a coach that now is calling coaches out. Rex Ryan. Rex Ryan drives me up the wall.
Okay, I'll listen to this. Let's hear it.
Rex Ryan will
He
break
does
it
this a
down.
lot.
We'll break it down, and he'll say like, "I can't believe they did that. I would never have done that." And then you can go back and you see where Rex Ryan did it. I can't remember what they were talking about the other day. but
Rex
they-
Ryan did have some good years as a D coordinator.
He did as a
and
head
and
coach.
as the Jets
As a head coach.
coach
They went to the AFC championship.
twice in a row.
But okay, would you want Rex Ryan to come coach your
Right
team?
now? No.
You know, or really at any point in his career. Like, I can't
Well,
think
so
of
he-
a Rex Ryan year.
Well,
I'd be like,
no, that's
I'd
not
take
true.
him over.
He's just a high pressure. His defense can get beat big sometimes, but it also can be very stingy.
It can shut you down.
So
They
he's kind of
both-
he
they
reminds
both
me of
made
Wink
it into
Martindale.
the NFL on their dad's name. They both got into the NFL
I would agree with that.
on Buddy Ryan's name.
Are you talking about Rex and
Yeah, his
was
long
the
haired
other-
brother.
who was
God,
the
I
other
can't
guy?
even remember his name. He's got that. Weren't they on the same team at one point?
He was in New Orleans
On the same
at one
coaching
point.
staff?
Well,
Were they ever
it
on
was
the same
Ron.
coaching
Is
staff?
it
Ron Ryan.
Is it Ron?
You know. Who would name their kid Ron Ryan?
Buddy would. Buddy Ryan would.
Double R's.
No, what the hell is it Ron?
I thought it was Ron.
That's Ron Rivera. Oh, double R's.
All right, so you basically think, I mean, some of the stuff he says, like, that guy should be fired.
Yes.
Which I think, as a former coach, I would ease up on that a little bit.
Well,
like,
you should be a little more understanding.
that's what I'm saying. Like, you're telling
you
somebody-
yourself got fired, Rex.
Exactly.
It's like,
you know, like, that always rubs me the wrong way when I hear somebody say that. Yeah.
And he thinks it offsets when he like makes fun of himself as doing something bad, but it never does. It's like, oh, I can say that, so then I can come and kill this coach that's obviously
I mean, but that's what they pay him for.
not really. Yeah, they do. I mean,
he's the cartoon on the show.
you don't.
Rob,
You don't
Rob.
It's
Rob Ryan.
I was
We were
close.
close.
I was close.
Rob,
with
Rob,
Ron.
we were close.
Rob.
Yeah.
Anyway, no, but he gets paid to be that way.
You don't put the guy with
Like
the
we
foot
want,
fetish on set.
we want to
unless-
see the coach in the
Yeah.
We want to see the coach in the studio.
We want to see the coach with the foot fetish, please. We'd like to hear him.
Oh, Wes Welker.
Yo, that was.
Welker
I
had a
loved
great-
when he did
Wes
that.
Welker had a great.
Got to put our best foot forward, you know.
Take one step at a time.
step at a time.
It's like, look,
He was. That was.
and he had like 3 or 4 in a row.
It was
fucking,
deadpan.
The press was fucking.
It was deadpan.
The fucking press corps was fucking crying. They were laughing so hard. He's a straight face.
He did,
like,
he
one
just
step at a time.
deadpan. Just, yeah.
You know, we got to
that was
crawl
great.
before we can walk.
Didn't he have a little bit? Didn't he have a little smirk? Like on a couple. Of
No, he was like.
didn't he kind of?
Pretty,
No, he was like stone
kept it
faced,
together, yeah.
and they're all dying. The fucking
Yeah.
press corps is dying. He just kept it all straight. It's like, honestly, Bill Belichick, you sucked for that. That's the reason why you suck, Bill.
He got upset about that.
He
right?
benched him for the first
Yeah.
quarter,
Yeah, that's right.
and the Pats lose the game. They beat that team 45-3 the last time they saw them before. That was the butt fumble game.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
See, that's where
That's got to be the worst blooper in the history.
No, what the Pats did this year.
No.
The
Yes,
Raiders.
yes.
Yes, is
You
worse.
think so?
Yes.
Okay.
Because the butt fumble, you didn't.
he just ran into
He
a
ran
guy's
into a
ass.
guy's
Come on.
ass.
But that's the name. Okay, the name. You're named. Your whole
Butt fumble.
Well, that's
butt
the
fumble.
best name.
Came off the butt.
That's
The
without a
best
doubt.
name. Best name ever.
That's probably
Butt
the
fumble.
best.
Butt fumble.
The blooper was
Best
named.
name of a
Butt fumble.
blooper.
Butt fumble.
It might be the number one blooper that people would write down on like.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think Luis Castillo's drop pop up against the Yankees. That was a pretty good one.
Okay, on Family Feud.
Do you remember? Y'all probably don't
on
even
Family
remember
Feud,
that.
if Steve Harvey was like named the number one, that would be the number one.
Which one?
Butt fumble.
I think you're right.
I think so.
What are
Maybe
some
it's
other
part of
good
the name.
blunders? I mean, you got
Leon Lett.
Lett. Yeah.
Yeah.
That one. Oh,
Was
my
that
God.
Thanksgiving?
In
or
the
was that
Super
Christmas?
Bowl.
Yeah.
No, that wasn't Super Bowl.
What was who's the one on the
was in
Super
the
Bowl?
snow game
field,
with Miami.
Who was the guy?
I think it was Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
No.
Thanksgiving. It was Thanksgiving.
But how could there be snow in
But
Miami?
what about the Super Bowl one? Who did that?
Where was the snow?
It was the Cowboys.
Super Bowl.
Yeah, against Buffalo.
Oh, that was.
Oh, with Don
yeah,
Beebe.
Don Beebe ran him
Beebe
down from
smacked it out of his
behind.
hand.
Like at the 2-yard line.
did
He
a
was
bunch of
yes.
dumb
Oh,
shit.
yeah,
That's
that
right.
one. Yeah, who
God.
was that? Was that Leon Lett also?
Yeah,
He
that
did it
was-
twice.
I think that was
did
Did Leon Lett get fumbled?
Yes, because he picked up the fumble and he was walking in like this. Don Beebe ran 60 yards.
Could've-
Ran him
Leon.
down
It
at the
wasn't
2-yard
Leon.
line. He
It
knocked
was
it out.
Leon Lett.
Are you sure?
Yes,
Yeah,
okay.
You're gonna have to look it up
It was
because
Leon Lett, I think.
Yeah.
He was.
you have to
Who was the
look
other
it up.
idiot on that line? Lett was one. They had 2 idiots.
Was
They had
it
2
Nate,
idiots.
Nate something?
No,
No,
he's
that's
offense.
offensive line.
No, he's not stupid. He's
Which
like
was
really
the dude
bad.
that had like thousands of pounds, got busted for like thousands of pounds of weed.
That wasn't Leon Lett?
I thought that was like. I thought it was Nate Newton or.
No,
one
that
of the-
was Nate Newton.
Yeah.
What's wrong
Like
with
a
that?
U-Haul full. Nothing. I'm just saying.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
I gotta piss real quick.
Don Beebe.
I gotta relieve myself.
Who did Don Beebe chase down?
I'm looking.
talking.
Pretty sure it was Don Beebe saves the day. Yeah, don't let Leon Lett shoot. Oh yeah, that's
God,
it.
okay, there
It's
you
a-
go.
So this is listed under NFL's worst players, which Leon Lett was not one of the worst.
No, he was a good
He was
player.
a good player. He just made some bonehead mistakes.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
I'm trying to think of others.
This.
Who was the dropped the touchdown before the touchdown?
Deshaun Jackson?
Yes.
But Brian Westbrook saved his ass.
No, but there was another one. There was one in college.
Here it is.
There's always one in college.
Look at him.
Rumbling, bumbling,
Dude, he's a
stumbling.
big man. Look, here
course
comes
he's a big
look, Don
dude.
Beebe. Don Beebe. Touchback.
Oh, right out of the back of the. Dang.
Touchback.
Oh, look at Led. He's like. I don't know. That's almost like one you can now review to see if it passed the goal line.
I know.
have,
But
like,
the thing
some-
is, like, they still spanked him, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like, that's the only reason that one's not as crazy.
Yeah.
I feel like, because it didn't cost them anything.
Yeah.
It just gave the Bills a nice play in that Super Bowl.
What other all-time blunders are there really?
I mean, Bill Buckner.
well,
But I mean,
I think that's the ultimate one, right? Like I can't think like.
biggest spot, maybe.
Yeah, that's in the biggest spot for sure.
Although, I mean, are there blunders that cost teams a Super Bowl?
Are there blunders that cost team a Super Bowl? I don't know.
Blunders.
I'm trying to think.
Can you think of any like
blunders that
major,
cost a
like
team a Super
all-time
Bowl?
blunders that cost the team a Super Bowl in the game?
Major all-time blunders.
You know, because I just brought up Buckner. That might be, in terms of like
That's a
worst
worst
spots for it to happen. That might be the worst.
Buckner's is right
Buckner.
there. Buckner's is right there.
Buckner's also had like a long time to like marinate, right? Like, how long have you heard about that, right?
Yeah,
Like that one is like, and the poor guy got crushed
Yeah.
forever.
Yeah.
Just brutal.
He got beat up.
Yeah, he did.
A long time. I don't know. I know there's one out there somewhere.
So it was Don Beebe.
Yeah,
and,
knocked the
and it
ball
was
Leon
Leon
We'll
Lett.
do them up.
Do you want to see it?
I believed you.
Do you want to see it though?
No, I.
Dude, it's worth watching. It's worth
RJ's like,
watching.
no. Tommy's like, play.
Look at him. Look at how big he was.
Oh, shoot.
And here's Beebe.
Look at baby.
He must have ran 60
Look at
yards.
that. Be showboating.
Boop.
You dumbass.
Touchback.
What about another Cowboys? What about Tony Romo?
That's a big one against the Seahawks
Yes.
in the playoffs.
Yes, that was
One of
a big one.
One of my favorite moments ever.
Me too.
Watching
man.
Tony Romo do that, and then
That
tries
was
to run,
rough.
and he gets tripped from behind.
Yeah.
Can we put Josh Johnson's fumble this year against the Eagles? I'm just kidding, but remember when he fumbled the snap? It
Oh, that was terrible. But they were all
I mean,
right.
that wasn't that
Mattered
big.
much.
Yeah.
Well,
Exactly.
14.
You're right.
He was going to get injured. Like the other four quarterbacks.
They were gonna kill him.
Yeah, my God.
Yeah.
That was the worst part. That was
They
the worst
had,
for San Fran. My God.
I think it's
Basketball.
basketball. I mean, John Stark's going.
0 for 11 in Game 7.
Chris
And
Webber.
Game 6.
Chris Webber's timeout.
That's right.
Yeah.
In the national
another,
championship
Another
game.
personal favorite.
Chris Webber's timeout. Oh my God.
That's
And I don't
another
even
big
like
moment.
Carolina, but that was beautiful. Watching
That's a
him
big
fuck
moment.
them. By the way, he traveled before that.
Yes.
He
walked.
traveled so
He
bad.
dragged his foot.
He literally, and then he just started dribbling the
Yeah.
refs' ball.
Everybody
There
was
two refs
like-
down there.
everybody was like,
and the
"What?"
crowd screaming, going, "What are you looking at?"
I so wanted them to win a national championship, though.
Oh, hell yeah.
The Fab Five was just.
I love the
It was
Fab
so
Five.
cool.
I'm
Yes.
so glad Duke bitch slapped them.
I can't stand
Great.
Duke. I never want
loved
Duke
it.
to win.
I loved
ever.
watching Grant Hill shit all over them.
I never
It
want
was
that.
great. Grant Hill was
Yeah.
3-0 against the Fab Five.
I hated Duke my whole life.
Yeah.
I don't hate them as much anymore.
If I was
'cause they're
playing
not that good.
basketball for Duke, I'd want to lose just because I hate them so bad.
First of all, you wouldn't be there.
I want to lose.
I hate him so bad. If I was playing for him, I'd want him to lose.
So I always hated Duke. You know when I stopped hating Duke? I stopped hating Duke when Krzyzewski didn't act like an asshole about one and done players. He was a good recruiter of one and dones.
He was, but
There was a lot of coaches that were always like, "Oh, that ruins the game. That ruins the game," and I appreciated the fact that he wasn't one of those coaches.
Yeah, no, he understood he had to
He was
change
like, "All
with
right,
it.
these are the rules.
These are the rules. I can do this, and
I'm going to
give them the
recruit these
option."
kids."
Yeah.
And it's okay if they go and make millions in the NBA.
Yeah, I'm not gonna stop.
Duke is good.
Yeah.
I like that he was, because
Yeah.
not everybody was like that.
I don't like. You couldn't name. Okay, there's
The
one.
one and
person-
done thing though did.
There
hurt
is
me.
one player
Did.
from
hurt
from
me.
but
Duke.
it was the change,
I know, it was-
There is one player from Duke I could never hate, even though I hated Duke, and that's probably Grant Hill. I always like.
He's from Virginia.
Yeah, I always
Grant
like
Hill.
Grant
Rest in
Hill.
Virginia.
What about Tatum? I think he's likable.
He is likable, but then he does things like he did last week, which we still don't know the answer to that thing.
I mean Tatum for me is kind of kind of.
He wasn't there long
I
enough.
didn't
Yeah.
mind Brandon Ingram.
He was there for 1 year.
Yeah.
I like Brandon. All those one and done guys.
I mean, I just don't really think about him as a Duke player, right?
because they're not that prototypical.
Yeah, they're not what-
4-year.
right.
Old school player.
Yeah.
That was annoying because they did shit right, and it was like
But you don't really have that in
that
college
guy.
basketball now anymore. Anyways,
at the mid majors, maybe.
where are you gonna? Yeah, mid. Where are you gonna get a senior, a whole senior laden team, or even juniors?
It's amazing how when you're 22, you're now considered old. As a rookie.
Yeah.
That's fucking fucked up. That's so fucked up.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, though. That hurt the game for a while. Because honestly, you got to have, like in the NFL, 3 years that you can't come out till after your junior year. Once they changed it to 2 years again, see, that made sense to me. At least they have 2 years in a structured system where they're playing on the big stage. They get to, and they're traveling a lot.
2 years in what league?
In college. No, it's 2 years. You have to be in college 2 years before you can come out.
Really?
Yeah, it's 2 years.
When did that shit change?
A couple of years ago. Like
Damn.
4, maybe even longer than that.
4? I thought it was only 1.
No, it's 2 now.
But then think of famous like
Sophomore, you have to go for 2 years.
what would 2 years of LeBron have looked like in college? What would 2 years
It would
of
have been awesome.
yeah?
Awesome. I think Carmelo Anthony was his running mate. He goes into Syracuse as a freshman, wins the national title.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome.
And then he goes pro. It's like,
His game
like,
changed.
thanks,
His game changed so much. I think from Syracuse to the pros.
Like, initially, it wasn't Boeheim. It was him because Boeheim's never won a championship.
I know. I'm just kidding.
And my
I
friend,
know you hate Jim.
my friend played for him, and he'll tell you firsthand what a douchebag he was. Literally.
He comes
he
across
seems
very
like very
douche-like.
warm and friendly.
Let me tell you a story. So they're playing. They're going to play UConn. So before the game, they're game planning. They're doing like a walkthrough. So he asked because Ray Allen was on UConn. So Jim Boeheim asked my friend, "All right, you know what? You're going to play Ray Allen today. So but don't go crazy, whatever." And Boeheim never would play him.
Crazy.
So Jimmy was like, "Fuck this! I'm going to fucking go off." So Jimmy goes off. And Jimmy's a 6'11", 200. He's a monster. So normally he's relegated to the paint, but he's going to play Ray Allen. So now he's jacking threes. And he's hitting every fucking one of them. He hits like 8 in a row. Like and Pam's getting so pissed because he can't set the like he's just torching the defense. And Lawrence Moten and all these guys are around there fucking laughing their ass because they know he's gonna get tossed. And then fucking Boeheim lights him up from acting like Ray Allen would. Yeah. And he goes, "Yeah, what the?" He's like, "You told me to play Ray Allen. Is Ray Allen gonna throw up a bunch of bricks?" And then, so they got into a fucking argument, and Boeheim ended up throwing him on practice.
I don't understand.
He was playing the Ray Allen role.
Yeah, he was
in practice.
Yeah, in practice.
And he was checking up threes and hitting them.
So
You did not explain that.
yeah, he was playing Ray Allen.
I was imagining him guarding Ray Allen.
That's what I was
okay.
thinking. That's what I was saying. Like I
No, it
caught
was
it
in
at
practice.
the end. I didn't catch it till the end.
Okay.
Yeah.
Took me a second.
What was it? What were you trying to throw the punchline in? The surprise ending? No. And it was a practice.
Well, it was. He was game. They
like,
game
Jesus.
planned.
I was about to start Googling the numbers for your friend.
I thought I'm
See the
sorry. I
stats.
thought I made it a little clearer than that. My bad. Anyway, so that's the kind of douchebag Boeheim was.
Real D-bag.
And he got out coached. I mean, listen, he had a team.
That's a funny story.
He had a team in '87 that had four first round draft picks on it, and they lost to Indiana, who didn't have one on Keith Smart's jump shot in '87. He got out coached that night by Bob Knight. It was embarrassing.
Bobby.
He had 4. Look at this. In the starting lineup, he had 4 first-round draft picks. They all went in the first round. Boeheim did. And Indiana didn't have one kid get drafted that year.
What
and they
year
beat
was
them
that?
in '87. And Indiana beats them at in Keith Smart's baseline jump shot. And they had no business, talent-wise, being on the floor with that team. Boeheim's such a shitty coach, though. He fucked that up so bad.
But if you
He
listen to
fucked up so
ESPN, Boeheim is the wizard of the 2-3 defense.
bad. That thing.
The
is
way
so,
he teaches zone defense, I mean, as you look at them out there on the court, it's almost like one living organism covering the court. The way they move, the way the guard speaks to the big down below, the way he moves from the top of the block. It's like, if you listen to them, you would think Jim Boeheim is...
Did you go to the Chris Collinsworth school fucking Utopia?
Like that was like
Where the fuck did that come from?
That's what they act
I
like
know.
when you watch a game with Jim Boeheim.
They talk about
all
him
they talk about is
they
the
talk
football.
about him like he's Red Auerbach. He's not.
I feel like that's the first defense you learn when you play organized basketball. Somebody says, "Okay, 2-3 zone." That's like the first thing, right? And then you get really
You
excited.
stand here, you stand here.
Yeah, and then they get really excited.
What do I
And
do?
they're like,
You stand there. And then you stand there. And everybody hands up.
Yeah. Then the coach comes in. Now kids, now kids,
Nobody
listen.
move!
No one moves.
We're gonna teach you something very complicated. It's called a 1-3-1,
Oh,
and you're
God.
like, oh, okay. Who runs the baseline?
That's piss poor coaching too. You wouldn't do it that way. Just
But I'm saying
you teach
2-3.
man to man first because a man to man is a matchup zone. That's all it really is.
Well, man-to-man's also easy because you say, you take that person.
Yeah.
But that's true if you're on the ball. But off the ball is where it's like a zone because you jump to help side. That's where it's like a zone. But you have to be taught to do that.
Strong side.
The imaginary line. You know what the imaginary line is?
No.
It's the basket. One end to the other. It's the imaginary line right down the middle of the court. If you're on help side defense, the rule is you're on the imaginary line.
Gotcha.
To be goal side.
There's a coaching thing for you right there.
imaginary
And if you're not, if you're too far away, then if the guy gets beat off the ball, there's no one to help.
But I was always a good help defender. I had those kind of instincts.
Did you?
Even though no one ever taught me the imaginary line, I had the good instincts on help defense.
That was the rule.
I was a regular Bill Lambier.
I was a really bad. I was probably more like Bill Lambier when I played basketball. I fouled out in the first 5 minutes.
When we played up here, you were like Bill Lambier.
Yeah, thanks.
Lean your bam,
The ball, you
bam.
get the bow, the people's elbow.
I had the bow on my
People's
back.
elbow.
Were you not supposed to do that? I mean,
This is a 1980s basketball.
Oh my
okay?
God! Well, you couldn't take a little.
I want it real physical.
What did you do? Did you drive it in there?
I want it real physical, the way it is today, like JJ Redick says.
Oh, God. We're gonna take a break on that one because on that break I need to talk to Yoda right now.
I gotta pee.
We'll be back segment 2. All things. Hey, Thirsty Thursday, Throwback Thursday, THC Thursday. I like that. Get yourself a frosty one. We will see you on the other side. I think it's a good call.